NFTs, marketplaces, minting and trading.
Bruce Port, even, Tomas Domingos, Lasha, Fernando Martinho, and Berthold Glass on stage, please. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you moderating too. So we're going to talk a bit about marketplaces, minting, all of that stuff that, a lot of people sometimes wondering what is the right way to do it, which platforms, how to go about it even, thinking when you have NFTs, you're creating projects, what is the journey, what do you need to think about, yeah? So I'm going to let, first of all, you guys to introduce yourselves, a couple of minutes, whatever. Just go ahead, please.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Berthold, call me Bert. I'm a founder of the NFT Club. I'm all into NFT, non-fungible tokens. I love it. And if you want to know more about it, you find me on LinkedIn, Berthold Glass, and the NFT Club. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm Tomas Domingos, Vice President of Curate, and yeah, we're a very user experience focused marketplace, no gas fees, cross-chain. And I'm also going to launch the first ever NFT exchange too, so fractional ownership of blue chip NFTs on a very highly liquid market. So yeah, that's about it.
Hey, David Porter, Bruce Porter Jr.'s brother. He had to step out, so I'm here in his place. And we have Washington Elite media coverage for crypto conferences, and we have our blockchain global boost. And we minted the first NFT at Art Dubai live last year. They didn't have a single NFT there, and we made the one for them right there on the spot. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you guys. So I'm going to start with a question that I'm always thinking about this, yeah? So we already have quite a lot of marketplaces out there, yeah? Do you think there's going to be a way to rethink how marketplaces, have been created? Because kind of a Gen Zero, yeah? Most of the ones have been created. And what we're seeing out there is we are going quite fast, actually, with games, with a lot of stuff been doing in sports. And I know, Tomas, you're a top basketball player in the past, so you have a lot to say about this. So what do you guys think that are the key things needed to go for the next evolution of marketplaces?
Go ahead. So I think, so for me, from my own experience, what I like on marketplaces is transparency of the metadata. So that means not only the price and the number of items, but for example, the rarity of a collection. So I could see the rarity of in the collection and what the other prices in this rarity is. So I have a comparison. So to compare all the market data in a platform. That's what I'm missing at the moment at OpenSea, for example.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely on point. For me, it's user experience, right? So I believe there's going to be a huge inflow of companies coming from the traditional world, right? And they want to get onto the NFT space, and they want to get that user experience in the right way, right? So removing gas fees is one of the biggest things. Having fiat gateways also, Of course, I see a huge value on decentralized platforms, having your custodial wallet, self-custody. But there's also a huge value that I think we forget also in the decentralized noise, which is completely valuable. But a lot of companies will have to tackle that, get into the NFT space and get a high conversion rate for their customers, right? And the whole step with the MetaMask and buying Ethereum, dealing with gas fees, it's a big barrier, it's a huge barrier for them to participate. So yeah, that's.
Thanks. One of the next things we're going to see, I think that's going to really change it, is a decentralized marketplace that can also cross-chain. So Circus is getting ready to launch, and they have a phenomenal product. I think it's going to change compared to what a lot of people are paying fees to be on some of the ones that are used now. And there's no fees, and you can move it off there with no fees, and you can also cross-chain onto different blockchain platforms. So I think it'll be important for people to get on there early. And of course, NFTs, having your timestamp. NFTs are also about time, so it's an important factor to get your stuff on there and to make some of the purchases. So I think that's probably one of the biggest changes coming.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with all that you said. And there's one thing that I'm quite disappointed, to be truly honest. You know, for the past 10 years, with certain things we haven't been able to cross yet, you know, like usability. Imagine someone coming to this space and having to set up MetaMask. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have to solve that problem, you know, make it, we're just at the beginning, yeah? So if we think about, for example, sports, which for me, it's going to be bigger than gaming, you know, and gaming is going to be huge. I have no doubt whatsoever. But the sports is that emotional side that people have, you know, and that drives a lot of things. Now, to capture all of that market out there, all of those people that are football fans and avid gamers that love to do it, we have to make things simpler, yeah? So how can we make that simpler, you know, in terms of enable people to mint, you know, their own NFTs, you know, interact with each other, you know, that interaction is going to drive a lot of adoption, right? So how can we get there?
So for me, NFT market is now in the baby stadium, right? Like the internet was 20 years ago. And how many of you remember how it was to go online 20 years ago? You had a modem and it made crazy sounds like and it was super expensive, it was super slow, and it was for nerds and geeks. And the same is with NFT today. Yeah? It's not for the mass market yet. But as we go online today with our smartphone, we don't even go online, we are always online. I think the NFT market will evolve in the mass adoption. It becomes super easy. There will be apps, and you won't even know that you have an NFT. For example, in 5 to 10 years, my prediction is every concert ticket, every football ticket will be an NFT. You get it on your smartphone without knowing it, and then it must be easy to use for my grandma and for a child.
Yeah, it's all about the user flow, right? So where do you get the platform? Is it on desktop? Is it on the app? Is it on the Apple Store, right? How you sign up? Is it with the wallet? Is it with the email? And then the whole flow, getting the money into the platform. You know, where do you find if the platform actually has a good layout and helps you find the right contact with the right information? So it's tricky, but I think we're getting there. You know, on my side with Curate, we got our user experience. We deal with that a lot. You know, minting is free and super easy to do. And I think with David as well, I think you're tackling a lot of that as well. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, we put a lot of pressure on the developers. You know, we want it to be easy. This Circus app coming out, it's gonna make it easier. So it really is about our vision and applying the pressure on the developers, and people being able to cross-chain makes it easier as well. I had another point, but go ahead.
Cool. So yeah, we definitely, you know, and I think it's quite challenging, that cross-chain, you know, all of the things that we need are actually making the wallet more user-friendly. And integration between wallets is quite essential as well, you know. Might not need to go cross-chain. We need to be more creative how we're going to do that. Because if you look at the blockchains that exist out there, and none of them are working properly, right? I mean, that's another problem, yeah? So I know we are trying to tackle that problem. So how, being founders of, you know, some of you founders and others investors, it doesn't really matter, but how can we actually be part of this journey to make these marketplaces to be easy. It's not just money, right? I mean, we need to get ourselves and provide that, I don't know, guidance, bring people from outside of this space, because a lot of us has connections, being from traditional players, Google, doesn't matter, you know. Do you think by us going a little bit out of our space, we can maybe try to progress faster?
Yes, definitely. So since I'm in NFTs, people come to me and ask me, okay, how does it work? How can I buy an NFT? What is a wallet? And I think today it feels like education. Yeah? So it's a learning curve to do this. And what we do is we do this learning curve together in a community. So as a founder of the NFT Club, everyone can come into this community and learn from the beginning, learn from each other, because it's not only the technical aspect, it's like to understand the market. What is a good project, what is a bad project, what is scam, how to divide one from the other, and what is a collection, what is a profile picture project, what is a real art one-on-one project, and those things, I feel that people have fun to learn it in a community while doing it. Practice.
Absolutely. Lack of information can, set a lot of people aside of the space, right? What I was going to say is, crypto moves so fast, and we're always working on a project and then with our partners, and we get put into a box. So it's very hard to step outside and try to innovate sometimes. So tackling that part of, moving out of, what's the norm and how we can innovate, sometimes it's just out there. Just looking at, other, even if it's a different niche or a different market, sometimes they're tackling the same issue. So, that's...
Yeah, building your online presence probably is the biggest thing. What if you don't make your avatar before you die? And then your family or your friends, they're not able to interact with your avatar? Like, these things are happening. So the AI is going to be able to move for you, respond for you, and I think that's a great way to expand. So people are going to be making these back here with Blockchain Valley Virtual. You can get your avatar made, and I would continue to move, your self-image into the metaverse, and also you'll be able to control more about your identity and these marketing aspects that the people are already using on us with their machine learning on what we like. So you can be able to control that, and I think that'll help spread NFTs into the world.
Yeah. So my next question is, it's probably a quite short answer, I guess, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you guys think we are very far away from 3 clicks? Mint and publish your NFT?
This is your expertise.
Yeah, actually, so I was in a Solana conference in Lisbon, and somebody actually said 3-click minting. I think Instagram is going to be tackling that. But on my end, I'm pretty proud of the minting app that we, especially, I had a lot of input on that, is making it super easy to mint. So it's literally just picking the content, right? Videos or straight from your gallery. You don't have to load anything. You just pick what you want. You put the title, description, royalties, click submit, free minting, and that's it. So I think that's something, but it's not quite there. I want it simpler, and I think there has to be some solution. I'd be happy if I'm the one solving the issue, but I'm sure I'd be happy if it's there. It's just, that's one of the biggest gaps to get there.
In fact, I think we already have 3-click minting platforms. Like, where I bought my first NFTs was not with the MetaMask, not with my own wallet. It was on a platform called Vivi. And other platforms like Recur, you can buy NFT with your credit card. Just a login credit card. The problem with these platforms for me is not your keys, not your wallet. So I did a lot of money when selling some of these NFTs, but I cannot cash out because my cash and the NFT is in the wallet, and they don't have a payout function yet. And so this, I wouldn't do that anymore with my knowledge of today. But it was good for the start. But now I only want to have NFTs in my own wallet where I have my own private key.
Yeah, it's great to pay these companies as well. Don't forget we are early, so if they want a substantial amount of money, you should definitely pay, and we'll figure out the best product down the line. We'll see which blockchains are gonna that are gonna scale and be able to move things forward.
Yeah, yeah. The part of actually buying NFT and transact, you could easily. There's a few things that you can do in 3 clicks, but the minting side is quite complex for a lot of people. Still, I think we still, and one of the things that I think we need to do is cross-chain minting. Yeah, so you just go to a user interface, you select which chains you want, and you say, I want to mint to those 3 chains, 4 chains. I haven't seen anybody doing that,
Circus is doing this.
There you go. So
Circus with an X.
I opening the door for that, So I want to touch base on something else. We only have about a minute and a half, so please be quick on the answer if you don't mind. We've seen a lot of problems with security, right? Left, right, and center, being OpenSea, doing shortcuts in many things, being people avoid paying tax, the transaction fee, and then getting hacked. How can we actually, when we're creating these marketplaces, and all of this trading, how can we not just protect ourselves? What can we do more to protect the user? Because they are just, majority are just people coming, and they don't really understand, and they expect to be safe, everything that they do. Yeah?
That's a very good question we discuss quite often in our community, and I have a different view on it. I like self-responsibility, and that is a part of the learning curve, because if you don't have it, you will never be in the driver's seat. If you say, oh, the platform has to protect me, yes, there is scam, yes, there is phishing, yes, there are people who say, I'm the MetaMask support, send me your private key and I fix all your problems, and then they empty your wallet. But I think the only way to avoid this is to really, really learn and understand how this works, and not to rely on, a platform, whatever, has to protect me. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal, right? Pushing, and that's what's Web 3.0 is all about. I'd say, learning from my experience with Curate, being centralized with custodial wallets. We try to do as much as we can. We have customer support, we have admins working constantly. So I guess any education channels as well, which is important. So yeah, there's a lot of fraud out there. We also try to manage the context, see if there's any copyright, stolen NFTs, which is so hard to do. So hard to do. That's a huge, if anybody can solve that, that's a money maker. But yeah.
I think it's not like the only thing you can do is try to protect yourself. We need to, as a society, we need to punish criminals, people that are stealing. I think in the UAE here, it's like a 4 or 5 year minimum for cybercrime. It's no joke. People are scared to do cybercrime here in Dubai. It's pretty serious. So I think punishing criminals, and of course, not everybody wants to be responsible for holding their wallets and their private keys. Some people need to be protected. Of course, that's another business avenue. People can charge to protect other people's NFTs. And a lot of them are going to be holding a lot of value. So it's important that they are protected. And I think that maybe even insurance companies will be taking headway soon. Finally, insurance companies have avoided blockchain this whole time. But I think now they're starting to see some placement for them.
Yeah, I agree. So insurance is a big thing, and I think we're going to see more of it. We've been talking for a while about that. And I agree, it's going to be a mix of what you guys have said, responsibility, for, learning and doing, but for a lot of people, they don't, I mean, when they put the money in the bank, they don't need to care about the security. Is it okay? It's not.
Then it's centralized again.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
the point.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yes, so, for sure. But a lot of people, they cannot, they don't know how to do it, and they can't be bothered. And if we want to bring those people to this space, yeah, we need to do both. We need to do that education, for sure, and a lot of people will go on that, and they'll be okay. But there's always the other part of the people, they don't even have the mental capacity to go through all of that, and they don't care. But so we will be missing all of those people, yeah, and we need to make it easier for them. I have no doubt about that. So it's going to be a mix of both, yeah. So, guys, thank you very much. Yeah, we reached the end.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fernando.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for watching.